Alright, let's do this. Let's see how well this works out. Should be setting up here momentarily, then we can invite some people in here, do some hangouts, and maybe just shoot the breeze and have a little bit of fun. Of course, all topics are open to discussion, so if there's something that is just getting on your nerves, of course feel free to suggest a different topic, and we will get around to it eventually. There may be any number of different topics. So, we will see, and let me just kind of quick drop this here. Really? Any day now, YouTube. Hey, Cats Rule, how you doing today? Let me go ahead and quick post this link on here. I'm not even sure if it shows on YouTube. VH Archive, hey, how you doing? Loved the video. That was, I figured there was something a little bit weird about Alex's little breakdown, but way to nail it to the cross. I'm doing all right here. All in all, I'm doing all right. It's been a crazy week. It's been all sorts of a week. You can see I got the little bags under my eyes going thing, but whatever. I'll get over it. Hello, Rogue. Hello. If you'll give me just a moment. Really? Hello, everybody. I'll go ahead and if anybody that wants to join, feel free to either DM me or like private message me wherever you've got the settings here, and I will shoot you a Hangouts link. I'm almost tempted to do it's a happy day thing, but that's a Trish thing and that's a Negs thing, so I'm not going to take that from them. Instead, I'll just go, the sky is blue and all the leaves are green. The sun is warmed like a baked potato. I think I know exactly what I mean when I say it's a spadoinkle day. Yes, it's a spadoinkle day. You have a identity crisis. Hey, Diz! Again, anyone that wants to, that has like my private message stuff for whatever reason, if you want to shoot me a DM or a private messages or something like that, I'm not going to shoot you with a link. I will shoot a link over your way. It should... I should have sent you a link, Rogue. I did send you a link. So yeah, it's been an interesting day. I mean, we have all the stuff that happened with Alex. We have all the stuff that's apparently going on with people that may or may not be Joy's family. It's leaning a lot closer that they are, but again, take everything you see and hear with a grain of salt. So there's that. I was watching Neg's stream earlier, and my God, that was hilarious. Apparently, they are doing they may be doing a Kickstarter at some point to make a movie, and this movie is going to be about Skeeter going around to basically be, or he's searching for his father, who is Bigfoot, and Negs is going to be basically playing as producers that's trying to tell him, no, that's really not what it is. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. Yep, you are in. There we go. And I'm off. I don't know. Oh, there we go. I can click back and forth. It doesn't do it automatically? Well, that's new. Full screen. It doesn't really... Whatever. Alright, I can work with that. See, I can switch it back between the two. It's all good. Hey, Mandy, good to see you. And again, anybody that wants to join in, feel free. Just shoot me a private message, and I'll put the Hangouts link in the response. And that's, if you're on Discord, I'll send it to Discord too. That's not a problem. Whichever you prefer, basically. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Oh, for an owl, there you go. Yes, all owls are definitely welcome. Owls are definitely welcome. Alright, let me go. Really? Because I can't tell what it is showing and what it isn't showing. So what's up, Rogue? How's it going? Aside from mind-numbingly horrible. Oh, God. Oh, that's gonna end well. That's gonna end well. I've got a couple of different owl-related things. Hell, I've got a, see? I've got a music box. I have to actually glue this piece back on. I still have this piece, but I actually have the, I have at least, what, 2 different lights that are owl-related? And then, of course, you have all seen the little owl beanie baby that I got from somebody that I was like hugging on for dear life, like, dear Lord, save me from myself. It's all good, UK. I can hear you. Hold on. I can hear you just fine. Wonder if this is properties, default. Here we go. I wonder if it's just because of that itself. That's really weird. Should be able to hear you. I hear you just fine. I don't know if it's a you thing or if it's just an OBS thing, because I have my other headset on and I think sometimes they hear it through the boom mic. Hello, Panzer Offensive. Let me see. Advanced audio properties, maybe? Hold on. Let me see here. This may take me just a moment. That was the thing. I was like, plop. Oh, there it goes. Hello, Nathan. Hello, UK Skin. Hello, Pansar Offensive. Now the question is, why is it not... Can you hear her now? Yeah, no kidding. Hello, Miranda. Because usually there's something for desktop audio. And if I put... Yeah, it's working on... I hear it just fine on my end. I just wonder if it's just a matter of the screen feed because I have it on the headset. Let's see. Hello, Sassy Cat. Hello, Babbity. I may have to switch to the actual I may have to switch off of this onto this. This may take me just a moment, so bear with me, guys, because I want to make sure that everybody gets heard. And on that note, where the hell did my one little piece go? Ah, there it is. How the hell did it migrate over there? Well, shit if I know. You can hear cats?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear Rogue? Because I know y'all can hear me. It just, can you hear Rogue speaking? Or have you been able to hear Rogue speaking? OBS is a weird little beast from time to time, so. Also, I don't want to hit my laptop with a brick or set it on fire. As much as that would make some JSBS fans very, very happy, I am not obliging that. Alright, give me just a moment here. I'm going to switch out this for my bigger mic. So you may hear silence for just a moment. Testing, testing. Okay. Can you hear me now? Rogue, can you hear? Oh no, I know why you can't hear me. I know why you can't hear me. There we go. Can you hear me now? There we go. No? Okay, you
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can anybody hear me?
Okay, good. Good, good. Alright. Yes, it's actually showing it as working. Good deal. Alright, so I just switched from one mic to the other because I might be a little bit clearer on the other one, but for whatever reason, it doesn't feed in. That's funny. Basically, for whatever reason, it's not feeding in. Like, it'll catch my microphone, but it's not catching everything. Like, it's not directly feeding from the laptop into the stream. It catches whatever my speakers are catching into the stream. Okay, well, we'll do it that way then, I guess. We'll work with that for the time being, and then I'll figure something else out. It's all good. Anyway, once again, for those of you just joining, anybody that wants to join us, feel free, shoot me a private message wherever you have access, and I'll drop you a Hangouts link. And, okay, where in the hell is my mouse? There's my mouse. Okay. And we can go it from there. I'm checking all of my different windows here. Because if I post that link in the stream, I guarantee you, like, we're going to have, like, 1,001...
Oh, God.
Oh, God. The channels will be like, I will worm my way in somehow! And get my debate! Like he even knows what a debate is. What is it, and really, what is it with these kids and wanting their debates? Again, can somebody please send these guys a dictionary? Hey, this is what a debate is. This is what it means. This is how far removed you are away from the concept of what a debate is supposed to be. And you know that is what you always want to do, is debate with the one person that can never admit that their person does every wrong and it's everybody else that's the problem. Because that's going to end well. I guess it's just a trendy thing to throw around. Hey, look, I'm having a debate. Oh, hey, can we have a debate? The only thing funnier than that is the dude wanted to have a battle of wits. I'm sorry, I just don't see it, but there are a lot of things I don't get. Anyway.
I think my mic is echoing.
Pants is like, I'll debate you, and I'm like, oh dear God in heaven. Actually, he probably could debate me. He could probably debate me under the table. But I will send you a Hangouts link, and we can just talk shit. I don't care. I don't even need to do a debate. Actually, that's probably the furthest thing from what I really want to do at the moment. Just shoot the breeze. But I love that. It's like, I'll do it, and I'm like, oh dear God, no. Please no. Nah, my Pants is cool. Pants can be pretty freaking funny. It's great. He is trying to get his YouTube subscribers up and stuff, and you know, his streams can actually be pretty funny. So I mean, if you want to check him out at Pants Are Offensive, then please do. And while you're at it, give Skeeter Jerkins a sub and a shout out too, because that guy's got some funny stuff. I needed a heck of a laugh today, and I tell you what, when I was listening to their stream earlier, they did not disappoint. They did not disappoint. Itchy nose. Lots of itchy nose. Yeah. Wow, now I can't speak. Doing so well about that. So what is up, everybody? Anybody got any interesting topics for discussion? Without me going into familiar territory.
Besides the usual territory.
Or I should say, everybody's sick to death of territory. It's one of those, I can say the name and then you can practically feel the eyes rolling in the background. It's like, oh no, more? Again?
Now I got that damn Ain't Nobody Got Time for That song stuck in my head.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I keep going between We Are Number One and Another Brick in the Road. Or Another Brick in the Wall. It kind of varies. Oh, and Don't Stop Believin'. Actually, that one just came out of there. Where the hell did that even come from? I don't know whether it's an age thing or if it's just an in general thing where it's like, all of a sudden you have these random, it's like your head turns into a radio station and you're pretty sure the aliens didn't abduct you this week. You know? All of a sudden you're just doing, you're just basically doing whatever, and then all of a sudden, don't stop believing. You're like, exactly what year was it when I last remembered or even considered wondering about that song? How did that even happen? It's almost like the kind of going off into another room and then suddenly forgetting why you were there in the first place, and you just, like, in the words of George Carlin, those little words trickle through the back of your mind, the onset of dementia or Alzheimer's disease. You're just like, this is not good. That's not a good thing. See, I wasn't even much of a Journey fan, though. I was more of a John Bovi. Wow, Bon Jovi fan. I'm doing such a great job at making my words today. Please, folks, please volunteer to come on Hangouts and save me from myself.
I can't word today.
You can't word today?
I can't do words today.
Well, then use Notepad. You don't have to use Office Word. You can use
Who
Notepad.
uses Notepad?
There you go. I can do an entire stream where I have a WordPad document up and I just type instead of talking.
Type everything.
Right? Hey, Nosy. That way, whenever any of the usual crazies come by, I can tell them that they just misconstrued text like their favorite people do.
Yeah.
Be like, you're just misconstruing text. I don't know who actually believes that shit either. It takes a special kind to believe that sort of stuff.
That reverb though.
Reverb? Oh, that.
Is
that
it
reverb.
echoing? I'm holding my mic like way away from me.
I'm not getting any reverb myself. Oh, the zombie is always up to something. What are you talking about? This just in from The Walking Dead, and we're not talking about the TV show.
Sorry.
Well, that was the thing. Are you like outside?
No.
Who's trying to drive a Mack truck through your hallway?
I'm right by my window, and I live on the main road, so.
I gotcha. Don't forget to set up like a tripwire. And it doesn't even have to do anything. Yeah, just put like one of those little lines across the bottom of the road, and then like attach it to a little disco ball, like strobe lights. Whenever they go through, it just flashes them. Be like, honey, I just got flashed by somebody on the open road. And then you hear that uncomfortable pause, and they're like, no, honey, not like that. Not like that. This is not prom night all over again. It does not work that way. By the way, don't actually do that, please. I can imagine that being a very uncomfortable talk with police officers. And as much
Yeah,
as
I've had enough of them already this week.
Well done. As much as that would be a very interesting thing to see on YouTube, please don't. Unless it's as a parody. Unless you're doing it as a parody, in which case that shit would be golden, please do. But don't actually do that in real life and flash somebody, because that could be, there could be problems with that. Leave the Social Darwin Awards for the, leave the Social Darwin Awards for those that excel at them. Hey, it's Angry Veteran! Speaking of shoutouts, _ Angry Veteran _ Go ahead and give that guy a check out and check his stuff out. He's got a lot of different talented stuff. He actually did some of his own fan art for Brain Frog at one point, and I loved his take on it. It was like a frog with like a brain growing out of it, smoking a doobie, and just had the most chill expression in his face, and I loved it. So again, guy's got a lot of talent, and he's trying to pick himself up too. So by all means, give the guy a check out. I'm sure you'll like whatever he has to offer. I gotta give people, if I see interesting things, I gotta give them a shout out. Dude's got a lot of talent. Actually, there are a lot of people that have a lot of talent. The Lovebirds, I've given them a shout out before. They've got a lot of talent. I don't think they have a Twitter, but not a YouTube. They do a webcomic, but still. And I'm just kind of looking through here to see what we've got. Oh, Kelly Abbott followed me. This is the guy that like tried to call me a cuck and a beta male and all this other stuff. Because I wouldn't check out this video of this person that was saying that they were being harassed, except I did check it out, and the person was... they had issues. Hey, no problem, Angry V. No problem at all. If I see some interesting stuff, I am happy to shout it out. I was considering these to be shout-outs. At one point, I was going to do something for shout-out Saturdays anyway. So, hey, I even managed to keep with the theme. Way to go.
I'm going to have to shut this window because of the traffic.
You should yell out it randomly, bring me a pizza!
Yeah. I had pizza yesterday, though.
If they're getting... Go ahead.
The pizza place is only a block away, so I have to walk to get my pizza because they won't deliver it. They're like, no, just come get it.
That's funny. I was going to say, man, if they're going to get that close, they can at least bring you flowers.
I'm surprised they're not honking. Usually all day, all night, it's just honk, honk, honk.
Just look out the window. If that's addressed to me, I prefer flowers in a movie. Thank you very much.
No,
preferably
none of
with
these
people that are not attached.
Here.
Hey, you never know, because you have to be careful about that stuff. You start shouting that out, next thing you know, people are like, hey, and you're like, oh god, why? Run! Run away! Run away from that shit like it's your average evening on Twitter. Holy cow.
I ran away from Twitter for a few hours today. I had to.
I keep disappearing from chat? Hold on. I shouldn't be. Oh, because I'm going over here. That's why. I'm sorry. There. That'll make it a little better. I am so sorry about that. I keep forgetting.
I think you hid yourself behind the...
I did! I hid myself behind the live chat. I can shrink it just a little bit. I'm like... all of my total noob mistakes. There you go. Bit by bit, I am learning. Kind of. Sort of. Oh, you don't play recent video and streams? Okay, music will get claimed. Yeah, I'm sure it's something else to avoid someone else making claim. I will plug it, but, you know, I haven't shared it. Mainly because, well, no, excuse me, I have shared it, just not over a stream. That pretty face? What are you drinking, UK? Whatever it is, that's gotta be the good stuff. Speaking of the good stuff, I am all out of root beer. That is a sad day. And I am not... as much as I make fun of this stuff, there is no way I'm drinking this. Maybe I could hold a Patreon, you know, hey, at the $100 tier, I will drink this on stream! Fuck no. Watch, I'll have like 200 immediately overnight at that point. We want to see him drink this shit now. It could be like just... He could have like drained all of it out there and put water in there, and we'll still pay to watch him drink that shit. You never know. People are weird when it comes to stuff like that. Awkward laughing is awkward. But I do have my water. Not even out of coffee yet. No, I've been drinking this all day. I've been drinking water. Water and chicken wings, which I still have some. See, I have chicken wings. Seasoned and all that stuff. And of course, truffles. Because why not? Yeah, it was something like 3:30 in the morning, I think that's what they said. Oh yeah, no, the birch beer is really good. Especially the red cream birch beer. 80 cents a bottle. I actually need to go and get some more. I may very well do that tomorrow. It's only like 80 cents 80 cents a single over at Big Lots right now, so you know, I can grab a couple of these. I should have actually grabbed some more of them, but you know, me. Yeah, it's something like, I want to say, oh, it's 11. It's going on 11 now. Oh yeah, and for those of you that are on Twitter, everybody's favorite lunatic, Richard Stiles, has been making the rounds, so if you see, like, what was it, he calls himself, like, Jesus Manson or something like that. Great way to advertise. A guy that calls everybody Dark Souls, calling himself Jesus Manson. Because that's gonna end well.
He's an idiot.
Oh, that's being nice. This is the guy that thinks that Joy is a bastion of light destined to fight us Dark Souls. Like he's serious about this.
I know, he's a little too serious about it.
Yeah, that's like, no, that's beyond that's beyond insanity into just plain tragic. You have said you should have grabbed some more of them before, Bill. Phil, when will you listen to yourself? You know, that's a good question, Mandy. When the hell will I listen to myself? Because, man, there are enough times I could have saved myself so much trouble doing that. Then again, at least one of those cases, I wouldn't have met all you fine folks, so I guess, you know, there's been some good to come out of that crazy.
Hey, those pants.
I actually do not, I have one of his alts blocked. He has like 4 or 5 others that he posts on under, and don't have him blocked in Twitter yet, but I don't think he's worked up the nerve to actually come my way. I don't think he appreciates my snark very much. Pants!
Yo.
Hello! What's up, Doc?
Nothing.
How were the Antifa rights today?
They're fantastic.
They were so fantastic, it's like they were barely there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a troll anyway.
It probably was. I don't know why this isn't switching back and forth.
Because you clicked on yourself.
Oh, no, because I've been clicking back and forth anyway, because otherwise it'll be stuck that way, because if I click outside of it, it doesn't do it. I don't know why it's not sending it, why it's not switching on its own.
Probably because of OBS.
I have no idea, because normally it switches automatically, at least for everybody else.
Yeah.
So, other than that, for the most part, it's been, I want to say a slow day, but as I'm saying this,
yeah,
We got the. Oh, go ahead, Pants.
I just pretty much played South Park today. That's about the extent of my day.
That's actually a really good game out of everything I've seen out of it. They did a really good job of it.
It's like just a long South Park episode that you can interact with.
Yeah,
great.
It really is. Have you seen anything of what is it, Shadow of War for the Mortar series?
I'm really interested in it. I been playing the original Shadow of Mordor lately.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah, it's still a great fucking game.
Oh, it is. I love the way that they do the orcs and stuff, especially in the second one. They give you so much more like interaction and so on and such. There is just only one thing that sticks out in my mind that I haven't seen any answer to. One major plot point on which the entire story relies, basically from the beginning and the end of the first one. The second Ring of Power. What happened to the second Ring of Power? We know what happened to Sauron's ring, but this isn't so much of a spoiler, but just the same, all I'm going to say is there is nothing that says actually what winds up happening to the second ring. And as long as that ring is out there, I don't know, it just seems like there could be a kind of like a continuation in a weird way.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would pull it off, but there is one part that Celebrimnor says, I put my life force into that ring. Sauron did similar with his ring, so he can always come back, basically, almost like he's a lich. Actually, at that point, you know, Celebrimnor is basically like a lich. So, if his ring is still around, what happened to him? And since he wants to be the next version to bring order, I don't know. That plot point is left very, it's unless they plan on doing some sort of DLC that we don't know about.
Yeah, I hope so. They do that in a lot of games. They have plot points they just fucking drop or ignore, or there's no like fact checking, like they did it in Destiny 2. I mean, that game is a fucking mess.
I never played that one. I didn't know what to think about the series in general.
If you like shooting things in the head, it's good. But if you want a good story and lore, yeah.
I love shooting things in the head, especially with sniper rifles and rocket launchers. If my play on Borderlands is to be believed, fuck it, snipe it with a rocket launcher. Oh hell yes, I have a sniper scope and it kills shields. Oh hell yeah, I can do that.
Oh man, Borderlands 2 is the only game I bought every single DLC for and don't regret it at all.
I think I have some of them. I was playing on here with Lycan at one point. Actually, I played another time afterwards. It just wasn't streamed. But it's like one of the rocket launchers that I got looks like the BFG. You can zoom in on it a little bit because it has almost like a scope capability, and it kills shields and does some impressive damage. I'm sitting there like, well, I didn't know they made guns in orgasm variety, but sure, we'll work with that.
I will one up you on that one. I played a Gunzerker. It was my favorite class.
I can see that.
Gunzerkers have a lot of skills that give you more ammo automatically in your weapon, so you never have to reload sometimes. And I just dual wielded these. What is it? There's one kind of weapon that it has a spread to the bullets, but I got 2 rocket launchers that had like four rockets that shot out at once. And you go into Gunzerker mode, and it was just like 50 fucking rockets down, and I never ran out of ammo, and as long as I kept taking damage, my Gunzerker charge would refuel. So it's like, I was in a Gunzerker rage for like 5 fucking minutes once, and I never reloaded once. It was almost, I almost felt bad for the enemies.
See, I don't actually like Claptrap. I think he's incredible. He's like the Jar Jar Binks of Borderlands. And I was actually, when I was playing with Lycan, she makes a point to like shoot him almost every chance she gets. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm not the only one that feels like that, okay. Now, Handsome Jack. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't hate Handsome Jack because if you really pay attention to the game, you're not playing the good guy.
You're not really the good guy, and you're not really the bad guy either.
Right.
You're just kind of in the middle between all these factions. Although Handsome Jack is a freaking psycho. He is a mental case. But you can start to get an idea of what made him that fucked up.
Yeah, play Tales from the Borderlands. It kind of gives you an idea of why he's the way he is.
Which brings his little speech, and it makes it just that much more, oh, I get this now.
Tales from the Borderlands is awesome.
The Borderlands series in general is just awesome, but it's one of those where they had great character development, and they pointed out a very interesting truth, which is sometimes no side is right. You just kind of have to deal with it.
Yeah, Mad Moxie's a grandmother.
She's a
in that game. Yeah. You know that really big, what the hell's her name? That really big chick.
The one with the face paint and stuff that's in the bar? That's
the mechanic, the really big fat lady.
Oh, yes. No, I remember her. She the one that put the person into the, basically mulched the person, and it's like, well, okay then.
Yeah, that's Moxie's daughter, isn't it?
I don't think so. No. She's like the sister of that one dude that you get the quest from. I'm thinking that Moxie was the one that was doing the.
Yeah, Mad Moxie's
the bar.
Yeah, that's her. Yo, her daughter is Ellie, that big giant fat thing.
Although the one that really threw me off was what's her name? The one with the little chick with the explosives in the Tea Party quest. That was messed up.
Oh yeah, Tiny Tina. Tiny Tina's great.
Tiny Tina, she's a hot mess. I'm like, I want you to go and get my boyfriend, and I'm like, I don't even want to know.
Cookie. Not poop. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Ellie is her daughter. That's.
Who wants to get
Huh?
Who wants to get
Yeah, Dizzy will come in if you shoot her a link.
Yes, I have no problem with that. Yeah, just hold on. I'll
Oh, good, another female.
We can have a wide variety. Like I said, all topics are open to to discussion, guys. I mean,
You guys are talking about video games. Go ahead.
so what? Throw something in there. You're in this as well. You can throw it.
I don't play video. The last video game I played was Assassin's Creed Unity, and I was so pissed off I just threw the game and I just haven't played anything since.
Well, it's because you picked a bad game.
Yeah, it was a very bad game.
Well, I mean, okay, it doesn't have to be about games. Go ahead. I mean, you can throw in something else. Hey, what about this? It's all good. I ain't gonna bite you. It's kind of hard to do that over Hangouts, and I'm not gonna start chewing on my laptop. That would work out very badly for me. It definitely would be for an interesting and very short-lived stream as far as amusement goes. But eating my laptop is generally not a way to have a good stream.
No.
Why would you eat your laptop?
Because he's hungry.
I guess because the chicken wings weren't enough. I don't know.
Drink the Kickapoo juice.
Oh, hell no.
Drink it. Do it.
No.
You're not even curious what it tastes like?
It says joy juice. At that point, my curiosity kind of dies in a fire like a few other things.
Hi, Diz.
Hello,
Hello.
Lotus. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day, or at least a much better one.
Yes, Brotherhood was my favorite one.
Yeah, I think many of us have had enough of the joy juice, let alone the kind that comes in a can.
I've been done.
Glug, 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 glug. No, thank you. Could you just see... I could just see that. Someone runs along and all of a sudden it's like, Nell's talking about drinking joy juice, and they go, oh my god, he's so obsessed, he's talking about juicing her. Dear God. I've heard about Milk the Lol Cow, but that's really a cut above, even for... Wow, I mean... Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, I know, that was a really bad joke. I can hear people like going, really, Phil? Just kind of rolling their eyes. Really?
Come on. If my brain can roll its eyes, it did.
I felt that.
We weren't gonna go there tonight, remember?
Yeah, no kidding, right? That lasted all about how long? Everybody collectively rolled their eyes and groaned at once, even the people that aren't in here yet. And I still don't blame them.
Look, Phil, my new friend.
Your new friend? Oh, hey!
My new friend. Yeah.
So why are you drinking out of an owl? They're for cuddling. You don't drink out of
Cause, well, coffees are cuddles for me. So.
Hey, okay, I can
Super
work with
cuddly
that.
owl.
Now, the day that I
Coffees are
actually see you,
cuddles.
like, pull up a live fluffy owl and stick a straw in and just start going to town, that's when we're gonna have words, though. So
Oh, I
please
never
don't
do that to a puppy owl.
That's good.
That's life goals, man.
Because the first
I
thing that
know,
would come
I'm-
out of my mouth would be like, actually, I wouldn't have words at first, but afterwards it'd be like, but why though?
It's cute though.
Well, yes.
Yes,
owl-
it did surprise me the other day. I can't talk. The other day, yes.
Okay, Lotus. Okay, no worries. And again, anybody that wants to join in, just shoot me a message or let me know where I can get a hold of you, and I will send you a Hangouts link, and you can join us, and we can have ourselves a good old time. Or at least we can stare and blink at you awkwardly a couple of different times while, like, if you look at the eye blinks, you'll probably read out something like, "Send help, please. He has us locked in the basement. He's not
You
feeding
can't
us.
see my.
The cat is staring at us. Help! Help!" So if you see rampant blinking, that's probably exactly what that is, because, you know. That cat's looking like, I have no... Like, he's like, I just want you to understand my disdain. He's like, how dare you? You have insulted cats everywhere.
Yeah.
This is a house bitch face.
He's a cute kitty, though.
He's a sweet kitty too. It's Hemingway. Hemingway. Yes, that's his name.
Oh, hey, good name for a cat. Good name for an author,
Yes.
too. Poet.
And yeah. Well, when he's not shutting off Dizzy's computer.
Yes. On purpose.
Rudolph used to do that. Rudolph
Very
used to do
deliberately.
that. When I first got him, he used to see me get all kinds of bad news over my phone. So what he did, he would go over and he would grab the phone by the case in his mouth and walk off with it.
That's adorable.
Oh no, it gets better. He figured out how to swipe the screen in order to like either shut it off or change the screen. So he started doing that. And that changed when he actually used to come up and smack the power button on my laptop and shut it off. And then he realized that I was just frustrated because I was trying to figure out something to write. And he's like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to do that." But if you want really funny, I got a really funny one for you. I think I was telling you about this one earlier, Diz. But
Yes.
I had him outside, and our neighbor has chickens. Ouch.
Okay,
God.
stop it. Oh my god.
Who are you killing over there?
Mute your fucking mic, you idiot.
No, I cannot do that.
God, you're a fuck.
You're just like. Who
He's
are
got
you
the
scalping
bladder.
over there?
The microphone is right by his hand, too. God.
I'm
You heard it
sorry.
here first. Pants are offensive. Just scalped Megatron.
Right.
We knew he had it in him. See, that's why
Yep.
you should go and sub to him, guys, because this guy is capable of amazing things, like scalping a gigantic transformer that's like hundreds of times his size and could bench press him like a dream. But that's neither here nor there, because he scalped Megatron. You heard it here first.
I thought I did mute my mic, but
No.
I missed the button.
It's okay, because remember, it's been said over the
again.
internet, so it must be true. Thus, you have scalped Megatron and you're a hero. Congratulations.
Yay! No, make 4 shitty movies about me.
Oh, don't forget, you have to have Michael Bay in for the explosions and what's his face in for the
Oh,
lens
fucking
flares.
Michael Bay. That guy's
Shia
such a
LaBeouf.
dick.
Hey, you know what? They couldn't have picked a better person to make the movies because it's not like the source material was great to begin with. Let's be honest here.
This trans fucking
Depending on the
Transformers.
source material, yeah, I mean, some of the older stuff I liked, but as time went on, sequel death is a thing, and they turned sequel death into the heat death of the universe. So I mean,
But then again, it's a movie about giant transformers shooting each other. We're not watching Macbeth here, guys.
this is true. Although personally, I do like Gundam better, but that's just me.
No. Fuck Rodimus Prime. Don't get me started on Rodimus Prime.
No, but so basically what wound up happening was I had Rudolph out with me because it was actually a really nice day today, and I was like, fuck it, I need to get some air before I am legitimately about to choke people. We all have those points. So you just gotta go out, get some air, and kind of chill out. So I went out there with Rudolph because Rudolph wanted to go outside for a little bit because it was actually nice. And our neighbors, they tend to let, you know, they have some chickens and a rooster that they let run around, and every once in a while, they'll be roaming around the neighborhood. Why they'll do that, I don't know, because it's asking for trouble. But what winds up happening, the rooster starts walking over to me, and Rudolph has never really seen, like, this is like the second time that he's seen chickens or roosters, so he doesn't know what to make of them. But he sees this rooster come trotting along, kind of slowly, almost like stalking like, and like his ears flick back, and he like goes into stance, and he like puts himself on point right in front of me, like he's trying to defend me from this rooster. And he's just like he's drawing the line in the sand, pretty much. And that rooster looks at him like, okay, well, fuck this. and then Rudolph's like, see, I'm a good cat. I went and defended you from that evil chicken. That's the last time I watched Family Guy with Rudolph in the room. Yes, it changed to Phil. I change it back and forth.
Hooray.
What?
Rodimus Prime. Such a worthless character.
Oh, yeah, no, between that and then there was Beast Wars.
Oh god. That was just a joke.
It was terrible. It was bad. That's what happens when they try to bleed something to death like that. But it's also why I'm usually hugely against remakes too, because they need to try their own stuff. They need to. I mean, some things do a good job with remakes, but then we have stuff like Freddy Krueger, and you're like, okay, come on, leave. No.
Yeah.
I didn't even think they could make Jason any worse, and then Jason X was released. It's okay. He just wants his machete back. Like he walks up to Jason and hands him his machete, and he goes, "It's okay. He just wanted his machete back. See, it's cool." Crack, and everybody in the entire world was surprised. It's like, oh my god, they actually put that in a movie? These remakes, I don't know. It just screams to me that they don't have enough creativity to come up with their own stuff, so they just want to go in what they think is going to be the easy buck.
Seriously. Thank you.
I am looking forward to the new Star Wars, though, because it does look like it's going to be interesting. I'm not looking forward to an Evil Dead movie reboot. God, no. Kill it with fire. Introduce that to Ash's boomstick, and yes, I mean the shotgun.
Quit messing with perfection.
Yes.
Well, I enjoyed the Evil Dead.
I
did enjoy the alternate. It wasn't a reboot. It was like an alternate reality Evil Dead movie.
See, I saw Evil Dead and I saw Army of Darkness, both of which I really enjoyed. But
right.
This remake stuff.
Well, the thing is, the reboot movie they did for Evil Dead with the female Ash, it's actually canon in the universe. If you watch Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a wild ride.
That sounds like a bit of a wild ride. It definitely
And I'm
does.
back.
Now, one thing that they need to stop doing are these, live action anime updates and stuff, because Dragon Ball Z...
Oh, they pissed me off with Death Note.
Death Note was... there were some aspects that I liked of it, but the rest of it was so cringy that it almost made Dragon Ball Z look good. And
Nothing can make that.
That's hard to do. That's really hard to do. Now, well, I almost want to say that I would think that Bleach would be an interesting adaptation, but I'm kind of, if they could fuck up Dragon Ball that bad.
Yeah, they would just fuck up Bleach too.
Yeah, no kidding. It would be like
that would piss a lot more
like
people
5
off.
different movies before they get it right.
Well, Bleach does a great job of fucking itself up because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
It was doing okay, and then it started going down. Let's see, there was the Bout arc that kind of was like, I don't know about this, but then they picked it back up with the Espada arc. Okay, cool, that was going well. Then they got into the thing with, what was it? The Fullbringers, and that was kind of like, what? And then the whole, the last arc, and as far as the manga goes, when it came to the Quincy's, was just really, there were good points to it, but it was like so much of it was rushed, and the ending just was a fuck all.
Yeah, I want to comment on Hellraiser. They haven't rebooted it because they also haven't done Hellraiser properly ever. Beyond the second movie.
Yeah,
the second they started making it actual hell and making Pinhead and everybody kind of going against humanity, they fucked it up because they're not anti-religion. They weren't. They were beyond that. It was,
Yeah, they're demons to some, angels to other, but they serve desire. And actually, in a weird way, the hell thing was a concept that was even to a degree in Clive Barker's works, but even that was handled so very differently between, book and movie. But, I liked, what was it? No, 3 was Hell on Earth, 4 was Bloodlines. I actually did like 4, but anything beyond that was just totally downhill. And that last one that they tried to release, I looked at that and there was so much of it that did not make sense. There was so much of it. I can understand why the guy that played Pinhead wanted to distance himself after 4. I love the Hellraiser series. Hell, they released a comic book series that, if anything, was actually better than the movies.
They usually
And-
are.
Oh yeah, no, they had like a whole bunch of short stories and stuff, where in one case, like, Jack the Ripper became a Cenobite. There were other aspects they explored too, like different paths. Like, not all paths involve the box. The Lament configuration, basically they considered it to be a box, but in a weird way it was kind of like a loose interpretation of the psyche. One person found them through music. One person found them through desire and serial killing. Another person found it literally through architecture and the way that they set things up. It was crazy. But it was really well done. I'm trying to think. Oh, yes. There was another arc that brought Kirsty back into it from, like, the first two. She actually did show up in one of the later ones, too, where she, like, sacrificed 5 people, I think it was, including her cheating husband, who tried to sell her out to Pinhead, which was interesting in itself. A bit fucked up, but interesting. But there was a comic arc that was actually done where Pinhead has Kirsty take his place because he actually gets bored. And there was, like, a whole bunch of other lore and stuff that was going on, and all these different rival factions and layers upon layers, and I'm like, hey, now this is the shit that could have made for an interesting movie or TV series.
Yeah.
Alright, Diz. Oh, Sandman by Neil Gaiman? That would actually be interesting to see. I would like to see, like, Dream and such.
It'd be hard to do. It'd be really hard to do. It'd be boring. It would be boring in a lot of parts. Because there's a lot of dialogue and wordplay going on in the series that won't translate very well to a movie. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Especially when he's initially trapped. You know, a lot of that's just him talking and watching people age until they forget why he's even there.
Now, the way I look at it, though, the other thing that kind of draws a red flag on that is Constantine, which Keanu Reeves did as best as he could with that. It was alright, but it wasn't as good as it could have been, especially when you consider the actual, comic series and such. He did as well as he could with the role that he was given, but his version of Constantine was almost the polar opposite of the actual, fuck all, flip the bird to the world sort of Constantine.
Yeah.
David Tennant is going to play Crowley?
Yeah.
I would
That's
see
actually
that
perfect.
I would see that just to watch David Tennant, because that man, it's like whatever he does turns to gold. He does. He's a really good actor. Hell, he's a really good person. So, I don't mind. Like, they gave him, I think it was like a Lifetime Achievement Award for the most part. He's had a lot of different roles, and there was nobody that had a single bad thing to say about him. Apparently, he's been an inspiration for a lot of folks, too. So,
I want to speak at something. I read this really interesting theory. I gotta dig it up. It basically says Constantine was a prequel to John Wick, and John Wick 2 was the sequel to The Matrix. And some guy wrote it up, and it actually made a lot of fucking sense. I gotta dig this shit up. Hold on.
Was there like a lot of time traveling going on?
You didn't even require that. Where is it?
Android from Passengers. I actually never saw that one. Well, guess he's looking through some stuff here for a moment. But yeah, I really would be interesting to see what David Tennant brings further to the table and stuff. I would like, if anything, I would like to see a better version of Constantine. Dream would be interesting to tackle. It would be very CGI heavy though. The way
Dude, all you need for. Speaking of Crowley, yeah.
Oh yes, Aliens. The Xenomorphs. That was a very Aliens and Predator, man. Both very good series.
I liked Archie versus the Predator. That was pretty funny.
Yes. There was another one that was Archie and the Zombie Apocalypse, where Jughead dies and becomes like the one that starts the apocalypse, and it's very dark.
Afterlife with Archie. I have that. It's really fucking dark.
I haven't seen Afterlife with Archie. I remember where they did the one in what was it? It was there was two branches that it went down. One of which he wound up with Betty. The other one he wound up with Veronica. But I think either way he still died.
Yeah.
Which was really fucked up. I was like, okay, this is nice. Oh, that's not right. Oh man, no, why, man? It's like you're trying to go to like a guy that's basically dying of thirst in the desert, and the guy gulps it down only to find that it was salt water. That's how that made me feel.
Wow. Yeah. AVP sucks, yeah. It could have been so much better.
Move this over a little bit. Yeah, AVP could have definitely been a lot better. I'll agree with that, but I did like it. At least the first one I liked.
The problem is the people. I think a lot of directors and people who make movies are just afraid to have fun with the content. You know?
Yeah. I don't think it's kind of very telling of the world we live in these days, though, because it's like nobody's afraid. Nobody really wants to. It's more like they don't really know what fun is anymore, let alone how to have it. And it's like anybody that might go out and do something, suddenly everybody's too busy being offended and afraid.
Yeah.
And just have a good old time. Oh, hey, we're going to do this. Oh, hey, we're going to do that. Nope, somebody's offended. Cultural appropriation. How about telling all those people to fuck over the... Or get... I can't make my words. To basically tell those people to get fucked.
Dude, there's no such thing as cultural appropriation.
It's stupid.
It's literally what cultures are. Culture wouldn't exist if people didn't take aspects from other cultures and put it into their own culture.
Hell,
that's
just take
the point of
religion
culture.
alone. How many different civilizations borrowed off the same one in the Middle East in itself?
Yeah. I mean, hell, you know, it's just a lot of cultures want people to take their ideas. So how the hell are you going to spread who you are? How are you going to get anywhere if nobody...
The Renaissance. There was so much different cultural interaction and blending there. And society, if not humanity as a whole, benefited from it. So, I mean, it's just stupid. Most of that stuff that comes out of the PC police is really, really stupid. I just like to get back to the days where everybody could laugh and have a good time and have some fun, but now it's like everybody's too damn afraid to do that, and God forbid people grow a spine. It's like people want to be kids more than adults, and not in the playful way.
Yeah.
The melting pot, yes. Abe Odyssey, though. Abe's Odyssey was a good game. It was a little curious, but it was definitely a good game. I remember seeing some different playthroughs, and the endings could be really weird. You didn't help us, so screw him.
I don't look like your typical sandwich stacker. What the hell does that mean?
I don't even know what a typical sandwich stacker is supposed to look like.
I don't even know what that means. I don't stack sandwiches. I eat sandwiches. Wow.
Yeah, make it into a Tetris game. It'll be good. The ladies will love it. Put in some jazzy music and have like a thing where you have to like stack different versions of sandwiches. And if you get the wrong one, then a feminist chases you around for 8 hours.
Oh God.
Oh no, there you go. There you go. So instead of a Tetris, every time you line up like 4 columns of sandwiches, you'll hear someone scream out, "Get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich." And then
There
a
you
feminist
go.
chases you for 8 hours. So you get your gameplay and your cardio.
Yeah.
The sad thing is there are so many people that would actually play that just to play it on the internet. Because you have to remember they had, what was it? Penn and Teller. Truck driving simulator. And all it is you are in a truck, you are driving, you have to stay within the lines, and you basically have to get from point A to point B, okay? There is nothing along the road at all whatsoever, and it drives in real time. So in other words, you have to play this game for at least 8 hours. Oh, and if that's not bad enough, then you have to drive all the way back. Same thing. And if you can't...
No, I don't work in a sandwich factory. No, I work in the roofing supply business. So.
Oh, but it gets
Yeah.
better. You can't tape the controller to make it, you know, stay on path, because it will start slowly veering off. They covered it on like the Angry Video Game Nerds. You actually would have to put yourself through it.
Yeah.
And there are people that do marathons of this for like charity and shit.
Wow, it's so boring.
It is. It is just like one of the most boring things in the world, but they actually do that.
Yeah.
Do you get to live stream on you now while you were driving? Hell, I don't know.
No, I hope that guy lost his fucking job.
Huh?
I hope that guy lost his fucking job. That did that.
You know, as long as he
As far as I know, he didn't.
as long as he's paying attention to the road, I'm not gonna fuss about it too much. But
I am.
he should pay attention. He should pay attention to the road.
Yeah,
Well, he shut down his channels, so
He did
When
pop
it- when-
up again.
and he
when you're
He
driving
won't,
a truck that size, you don't crash into cars. You crash through
Yeah.
cars. You know?
Yeah, no kidding. Monster truck style.
Yeah, there's nothing fucking left, dude. So taking your eyes off the road even for a second in a vehicle at large is completely irresponsible. There's no such thing as paying attention when you're on the phone.
No kidding.
well, it's too late for him to stay off camera now. Everybody knows what he looks like. People have that video downloaded.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why I say, you know, what you do on the internet does follow you.
Yep.
It does follow you.
Is he still talking shit about people? Because, you know, nothing scares me more than an obese truck driver.
Oh, probably. Whenever they get around her, you know, she brings out the worst in people. So you could you could have someone that's practically Mother Teresa, and next thing you know, they're like the angry sailor. You know, they're going freaking like postal and shit like 5 minutes later. Anything for that pat on the head, man. So
Man, that guy's the least scary thing I've ever seen. I know guys his size that drive trucks, and they get winded just getting out of the cab. So nothing scares me.
He wanted some of that dry joy cooter.
oh, come on now. We're drinking fluids here.
That wasn't me. That was Angry Veteran.
I know, I saw it. I just wasn't going to read it out loud. I was like, really? Okay, well, alright. But, yeah, no, they're welcome to it. They can have it, man. If they're that hard up, I mean, hell, I would take Craigslist over that shit. They can have it. They can have it and all the problems that come with it with my blessing. Of course.
You can borrow Janice's fleshlight.
Oh God. I actually for all the teasing that I do about the guy though, the more, even as I'm like teasing the guy, you know, the more it goes on, the more I genuinely pity him. Because there's going to be a realization
It's like,
there.
why would you say that, Janice? Why?
Well, it's just one of those things that, you know, I'm sorry. I genuinely do feel sorry for the guy. I've heard good things about him. I've heard that he was a lot of fun in many regards and that he can be a much better person. But, you know, he gets in with this crowd, and, you know, there are some people that are like that. They get into a crowd and they become like that crowd. They forget themselves entirely, and whatever their identity is kind of depends on whatever crowd you put them with. So you never really quite know who you're dealing with, because depending on the group they're with at the time, they are person A or person B or person C, and I really feel sorry for those people, because at some point there's gonna be a realization there, and it's gonna be a very bad day for them. And I think the dude probably goes through enough that I don't know about as it is. I hate to see. I hate to think that he's gonna have that kind of realization. I really hope he understands the difference
Yeah,
between
that's gonna be
people
hard
that
on him,
care.
I think.
I think that it will be. I really do, and I hope that I'm wrong. I really do. He needs to understand that there's a difference between actual friends and people that are only, you know, your friend if you go along with the rest of the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
Look how quickly she threw Alex under the bus the second she had the chance.
yep. And he did the same stuff. That's what freaks me out. Well, it doesn't freak me out. It ticks me off the most, because he wasn't the only one doing it. And for all the stuff that she was saying about all the things that he was doing, the people that he was hanging around with were doing the same stuff, and many of them were doing it well before he started it up. On top of that, many of those same people were in the chat. There's no way she doesn't know about it. And what's she doing? Oh, look at this. This person is such a great person. That person's such a great person. No, they're not great people at all. But they're all doing this thing of the blind leading the blind. It's going to lead them to some real problems, and there are no excuses in the book that are going to cover their ass at that point. I don't know. So, I mean, like I said, I will, you know, whenever I interact with Janice, I'll taunt him, I'll heckle him, hell, I'll parody him over and over and over again, and it may even be funny, but at some point, the longer it goes on, the more I just feel bad for the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because we see what's happened with Alex, we've seen what's happened with other folks, and it's basically, it should be a wake-up call and a warning. You know, she said outright she knew this was going on for a while. She knew this was going to happen, and what did she do? She doesn't keep an eye on him. She makes him into a mod. She talks him up on you now so that she can use him. She puts him in a position of credibility where he could potentially harm others.
Right.
But she has no idea what's going on? Really? Because that says otherwise. And that says a lot about how someone really cares about the community. She doesn't.
Just want to keep that money flowing.
Yeah, he was a fall guy. He's a
fall
guy. VHS actually released, it was where he said, oh, you know, I never, you know, it was all me, Joy never did this, Joy never did that, and then she put on the side, then followed it up with, no, that's a lie, because here's the actual stream where she's doing that. So, yet another lie caught in. Hey Lotus, it's all good. And you and a lot of other folks here are really awesome friends. So that goes across the board. Hugs to you, Lotus. Stay strong.
She did use him as that. He was her token because she brought him into her fold right after she got labeled as a racist.
Yep.
So she found an easily influenced black person to
Yep.
pull into her side and be her best friend. Then once the heat died down, she kicked him to the curb.
Well, I mean, look at the stuff where she was like smoozing up to enable that guy enabled life and such, so she could make herself look good around somebody with disabilities. And then when she no longer had a use for the guy, all of a sudden she stopped talking about him, stopped, you know, giving him shout outs or even, you know, acting like he existed. It's the same stuff. She takes people and then she uses them, and then she throws them away, and then they're the evil one. But considering, you know, he said a lot of similar things than what Alex said, I think he should really wake up, because the same people that were patting Alex on the back were all too happy to skin the dude alive. and he's not going to be any different. And it really shows you about what that community is really like, because you can't trust anybody over there, because tomorrow or the next day, all it takes is one falling out, and suddenly you're public enemy number one, like that. And that's no way to live.
Nope. I mean, she's had people that have been quote-unquote close to her suicidal over the shit she's put them through, and they still crawl back to her.
Yeah.
Still crawl back to her. I don't understand that shit.
There's and in some cases it's a matter of they feel sorry for her. Other cases, I've known other people that have gone back and stuff because they thought she was being bullied and so on. She's been playing this bag of tricks for a while. It's a mess, and I agree. No empathy whatsoever. But there is something that is being brought up that claiming her and her boyfriend were only in a relationship recently. Look, no, I doubt that very much. You know, she's been dropping hints that she was together with the dude for a very long time now. I want to say it was probably 2 or 3 months after they got together that that was really going on. Because the moment she tries to make a point to me, because she's done this before, oh, well, they're an ex, but it's really not something. Yeah, it is. Look, just say it. It is. But, you know, oh, she wanted to make it look like she was on her last legs and such. Sympathy, more manipulation. It just never ends. It never does. Checking my... Holy cow. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. It just... I don't know. She'd even drop him as a friend. She got the mob of mean girls. And here's the thing that I look at, and it kind of disgusts me. Actually, it does disgust me. Because it was more like she was afraid that he might see something. So I think that stream that we saw was more like she was low-key threatening him without actually saying it. You know, this is just a taste of what I can do to you. And if you keep going, then it will be much worse, you know? This is how cults operate, though.
Awesome, baby. Yeah, I worked a little on one of the scripts today. I mostly just vegged out because I've had such a long work week.
Scripts or?
Cartoon I'm working on.
Nice.
Navy. Ooh, it's an animation done.
What kind of cartoon is it?
It's basically me doing social commentary based around YouTube.
Oh,
I can get into more detail if you'd like.
Absolutely, go ahead. Give yourself a plug, dude.
Okay, well, it's called Rustic Ruins. It's basically a trailer park filled with retired children's cartoon characters from all ages.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna see if you can guess the parallels here. There is a badger couple that the wife isn't actually a badger. It's actually a little marionette that he pretends is a real person, and he lives next door to a unicorn with IBS that eats his garbage.
A unicorn with IBS. I'm sorry. That's an interesting combination in itself.
Yeah, and then it's constantly eating the badger's garbage. And then, yeah, I'm really tired. Sorry, I'm usually quicker than this.
It's quite all right. There is no speed limit here.
And constantly, the unicorn's constantly posting things about being harassed by the badgers, and which they're not, even though they are assholes. And the whole park is run by a little pug that's was a noir detective from a 1930s cartoon.
Okay.
So, but instead of a cigar, he's got a little sausage he has in his mouth because dogs like sausages.
He has a sausage in his mouth, huh?
Yep, an actual sausage.
That could go a few ways.
Oh, it definitely can. And trust me, I will be making that joke on occasion.
Hell yes, good job.
And your typical Miss Piggy character, who her show only lasted about 2-3 episodes, but she swears to God it was the greatest thing that ever happened. It's parodying a lot of YouTubers and people
Nice.
that I find incredibly irritating.
I look forward to, and is that going to be on your actual? Are you actually going to put it up on your Pants Are Offensive channel?
Yeah, I am. I was going to do a separate channel for all my shit, but then I realized I don't want to maintain multiple channels. I'll just use playlists because that's what they're for.
There you go. Hell, I look forward to that, though. And I do have you subscribed. That's one more reason to go and subscribe to this guy, folks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. Like I said, AV's doing the art because I suck at art. But I'll do the animation because I'm good at that.
So who's doing the voices?
I got a whole list of people that I'm gonna ask as soon as I figure out who'd be perfect for what voice. But yeah, the main character, it's gonna focus around 3 main characters. One's a skunk, a very naive, very young skunk type character who's like, I always like the archetype of a character that always tries to do good but just fucks up constantly.
Oh, there you go. You know, the line between hero and villain really is a bit of a thin one.
Like he has such a big heart. He just wants to help, but he just ruins everything.
What was that they said? The easiest way to lead a hero to villainy is to convince them they're doing it in the name of good.
Yeah.
Hell, what was it? There was actually a game, Overlord, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yep. Oh god, that's such a.
They had like the series of that, and basically they corrupt the heroes and such.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was Overlord, and they corrupt the heroes by he convince them that they should do good and so on. He corrupts all of them.
Mm-hmm. What was the other one? Oh, and I have a chameleon. There's one of the other main characters is a chameleon.
Karma, chameleon.
Who has a bit of a drug problem. And their hands stick. Like, I have a gag I want to put in for him that its hand sticks to fucking everything. And it doesn't know how to control it. So it's constantly getting shit stuck to itself.
That just gives me the most interesting mental image of a chameleon on LSD.
Pretty much, yeah.
Could you imagine him like tripping out and like trying to blend in with all this shit that he sees?
Well,
that
yeah,
would be
that
hilarious.
He came. His cartoon was kind of like a HR Puffin stuff type cartoon. So yeah, you're kind of getting what I'm putting down there, man.
Yes, I am, and I'm thinking that's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah. Then I wanted to have like an omnipresent character, which is just a pair of pants that just knows everything and doesn't speak.
The all-powerful pants.
Kind of like the Frylock of the show, but without a personality.
That's funny.
But
that sounds like it's gonna wrap up to be a pretty good show. I don't know. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah. I've been putting a lot of work into getting my ideas sussed out. I've tossed about 36 character ideas, and combined a bunch into one. Oh, I didn't mention the pandas.
Are there going to be penguins?
Actually, that's the only animal I didn't even think of was them.
Set one up like a Prinny. There you go. Kind of like a Kenny when he gets like thrown or tripped, he just randomly explodes for no reason at all.
Yeah, but
and the only
my favorite
person
one
that can see what's going on is the chameleon that's like tripping out all the time, so no one believes him.
Yeah, pretty much. But the one character that is there's a trio of pandas who they're all asexual because pandas don't like to fuck. So I thought that was kind of a funny joke. But they're basically just a parody of SJWs. Like, they have this awful termite infestation in their trailer that they don't want to get rid of them because they don't want to offend the termites being termites. They all identify as something bizarre too.
And one of them can't.
I can't wait to watch
bamboo.
that.
Yeah.
One of them can't eat bamboo because they identify as like one of its ancestors.
Yeah, one identifies as a lawn gnome.
Oh God! Beware the lawn gnomes.
Yep.
Gary.
And one has its head up the other one's ass permanently.
That could be commentary on any number of people.
Yeah, SJWs. That's why all their hair is green and purple and orange.
Oh.
Blue. Yeah, they're individuals, just like everybody else.
Yep. Or like the Fallout 4, the mannequins, the creepy mannequins that are all over the place.
Oh God, those are fucking creepy as shit.
There are mods that make them creepier.
Why? Cause make them like turn and face you.
Something like that.
Just like very subtle things.
Yeah, there's one that will actually follow you around. There's a mod, I think that's a creepy marionette that you can get as a follower.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's really creepy and it's really fucked up, but it's awesome. There are also logs that suggest that the Institute uses them to spy on everybody. And there are some logs that suggest that like the mannequins were either moving or that they were just watching and staring.
Yeah.
Everything in the wasteland in itself is generally pretty fucked up as it is without health, but that just added another level.
Oh yeah. You ever seen that game? There's a Sherlock Holmes game, and Watson follows you, and every time you're not looking at him, he kind of teleports behind you.
Oh God.
So
Watson
it's
is secretly a weeping angel.
Yeah, literally.
No, the one that I've actually been playing through, because there was one that I had started on called Epic Tavern that was being weird and it froze up on me, so I haven't played it since. But what was it? Grim Dawn. I was playing a bit more of Grim Dawn because they have the Necromancer class, and I think there was another class they have in there. I haven't tried those out yet, but it's a great series. Like, did you ever play Diablo?
Oh God, yeah, I have hundreds of hours.
If you liked Diablo, especially Diablo 2, you will like Grim Dawn.
Oh yeah, I have Grim Dawn. I spent quite a few hours in the Crucible on that.
I haven't got the Crucible, and I'm just playing through the main game and such right now. I've got an occultist, arcanist build that's going on. The pets.
I got my favorite build is a shaman demolitionist. Basically, just everything explodes into lightning. That's pretty much.
Awesome. I ought to try that build next. I've just been playing around because I like the occultists. They're kind of middle of the road for the most part, but they have some really good skills and setups if you wind up in a pinch. Plus, the familiar that summons the crow is actually pretty good. And the Hellhound is actually a really good tanker in a way too. And there are a couple of items you can get that will give you like chances of different guardians on hit or being hit, so you can pair it up with that for a nice little combination. But Epic Tavern is still in production, and that was, or it's still, I guess, an alpha/beta state. But it's got a lot of good promise to it. Warframe, I still like. It's very grindy, but I do like what you can throw with it. Plus, I have Twitch Prime, so that meant I get free stuff. So I have a ninja build going on. Free stuff's
the best.
Oh yeah, the Hydra suit. It's like basically almost like Sub-Zero. So you take that with some throwing knives and a bow staff, and it's like, oh yeah, I can work with this.
I'm more of a tank type character.
I'm more
any game I play, man. If I can make a character with a giant shield, a lot of health points.
Middle of the road. I'm the middle of the road character. I like to vary it up a bit depending on whatever the situation is. Although in like first-person shooter games, I prefer the sniper role. Just
Ooh, yeah. Well, the way I see it is I like to play tank character because I might not do a lot of damage to you, but you don't do a lot to me either, and I have a hell of a lot more hit points than you.
Oh yeah, well the tank is basically the shield. They draw the fire so everybody else comes around and actually does the damage, and other people can pick off, dangerous targets of opportunity.
Like I used to play World of Warcraft all the time, and I always leveled as a tank, and people thought I was crazy. I'm like, well, it does take me a little longer, but you know how you got to kill 12 things for a quest, and you kill them one by one? Well, I kill them all at the same time. I just pull all 12 of them to me, and I'll just sit there, shield, bash, slowly just whittle them down. Eventually, they all die.
Now, one thing
And
go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I was done.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Final Fantasy. The online Final Fantasy. They have instructor NPCs that will actually teach you how to play your class better and so on. So like tanks, wizards, stuff like that. You can actually get a feel for the different classes and such. I like that way of doing things.
Oh, yeah.
Although Guild Wars, I think, is the best that I've seen them do, like multi-classing and stuff so far as variety. I would like to. I usually like to play with the builds that nobody else wants to touch. They're like, oh, that's not going to work. Okay, challenge accepted. Let's see if we can get this going.
Yeah. So I like Grim Dawn. There really isn't any wrong build in that game.
It is, from what I've noticed, very versatile. The expansion only seems to have added to it, and I like that they made the different characters very human. They definitely did well in character development and on story. They may have a guy that may have joined the cultists, but then if you take the option to kind of ask him what was really going on, he's like, look, this is what I did, this is the opportunity that I took, and this is why. So I'm like, hey, that was actually pretty cool. Who else do we have still in our chat? Our chat just went like totally quiet.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Yeah, everybody's starting to... It might just be better to close up in a little bit. Well, no, there's still 15 people watching.
No.
I don't know how many of them are still awake, but they're still watching. It's only...
They're bored.
It's only an hour and a half in, not like my usual 5 or 6 hours.
I don't know how you do that, man. I get bored after the first hour. I want to go do something else.
Sometimes I do. It kind of depends on what's going on in the chat and what people are talking about. But usually the way that comes down is just because there are multiple people that come in, and I always hate having to like close up just as someone's going in. So I'm like, yeah, I still got a little in me. I can push this forward a little bit more.
Oh, no.
That's usually what that happens. Like all of us that were over from you now, we usually did anywhere from like 4 or 5 hour streams.
Word. I'll be right back.
All right, man. Let me switch. Oh, really? Really?
Really?
Really? Really? Welcome back, Rogue. Welcome.
I can't contribute to Game Talk because I'm not a gamer.
It's okay. Like I said, any and all topics are open to conversation. So, I mean, like, if you don't want to talk about games, then you can talk about whatever else you like as well. It's cool.
Oh, I was just checking out Twitter. It's pretty lit up right now.
Really? What's going on Twitter?
Oh, Styles is just going nuts.
Oh, Styles like he's out of style. That guy, man.
Yeah. Taking out us Dark Souls.
Oh. Is he talking about Dark Souls again?
I can't see what he's saying. I can only see what people are saying to him. Because I have him blocked.
I imagine so. But I mean, no, because it's like the first time that I actually saw this guy. Actually, give me a second. It's going to take me a moment to pull this up. me go ahead. Where is it? Pull up my channel here. I'm gonna pull it up here in a moment. I'll show you the actual comment this guy made to me. And this is under one of his alt accounts. But it just has to be seen to be believed that this guy is this fucking fucked up. And yet, again, another person that is close to her that is a complete and total mental malfunction.
Oh yeah, he's out there.
Joy is
Joy
backpedaling,
backpedaling.
and her fans who are not waking up yet are going after those who are. So basically, we're having the equivalent of civil war going down. Is that basically what I'm to understand? I can't see because she's
What
got
it
me
looks
blocked.
like.
Huh? I mean, I can't
It's
really
pretty much what it looks like.
It's turning into civil war? Good lord, some people finally got their heads out of their asses. No, Styles is definitely not her grandfather. She had a lot of stuff to say about her grandfather, and apparently I don't think any of it was really true. I know, surprise, surprise. Katie telling more lies. We're all surprised. Oh wait, we're not. One moment here, because I need to dig through.
Oh yeah, and more people busted on social repose over Jacqueline.
I have no idea what's going on there. I responded to one of her responses and said, "Hey, sorry that you're going through this and all that," but I have no idea what's going on there. Now, what they say, not myself.
What's going on is she dated a musician, so.
Yeah, that can generally be kind of weird as it is, but I mean, I guess did he like cheat on her or something?
I don't think he cheated. Everybody went straight for he cheated on her. I think it was more to do with the fact that she wanted him to move to LA and he didn't want to do that. Not to mention she was very controlling. Like, it was months ago. I was talking to him about using one of his songs for one of my videos. And we were talking about that, and he asked me which one I wanted to use, and I told him, and he's like, all right, well, I'll get you the permission for that. And I'm like, I kind of want it in writing so that if YouTube strikes me, I got this to say that you're not going to take it down. Yeah, they broke up. And while we're in the chat, it was on You Now, and she got in because she monitored every time he was on You Now. She didn't say anything in chat, she just watched. So she gets in chat and says, you know, there's other people besides Rogan here. And I'm like, what the fuck? We're talking about business stuff. And she got all pissed off. So if that was going on in public, I imagine it was worse.
Yeah, stuff like that is usually worse in private, unfortunately. So, I don't know. Again, there are sometimes it's just one more example of sometimes neither side's really right, or you don't have to pick a side. It may just be easier not to pick a side because you never know what's
But everybody's going straight for he cheated. Well, she was on tour with him. He didn't have time to cheat on her, so I don't know why people are going there, but... Yeah, so that's Twitter news today.
What happened? I wasn't here.
Oh, we were just talking about social repose and Jacqueline.
Oh.
So here's our good buddy, Richard Styles. Y'all may remember him. This is when he actually first popped up in my set of the wings. And he was saying, you know, decent human beings who come here and see this hateful shit, you know what to do. They'll keep doing it until it becomes detrimental for them to do it. You know? I don't care how I look.
He's the most hateful person.
Yeah, he goes like, I don't care how I look to unscrupulous shitbags, etc. And I'm like, well, here's where you're an asshole.
Dude, he's a flat earther. He legitimately thinks the Earth is flat.
Oh, that's...
He's
Oh, here we go. Oh, see this? If you've known her for 10 years, you must either be a stalker or maybe the douchebag that used to beat her. This is the shit that comes out of Styles' mouth. By the way, that's actually one of the nicer things he's had to say to people. So that's it right there. You can actually see...
No, he's really a flat earther. He really is.
This is one of his other troll accounts here, the Wanagi Akasita. And of course, this is one of their favorite ones to throw at me, that it must somehow make me feel really important or relevant. Okay, sure, whatever. But they like to... Him and Russians like to start this shit because they're just garbage dumpster fire people. But, you know, so I wasn't aware that this was actually Styles at first. But here we go. I know why you do this, Dark Soul. And of course, did someone step out of the tabletop role-playing a bit too heavy? I'm not even sure why you do this. And he goes, I do it to defend the light. You know the reasons you give for your evil or bullshit is the light that bothers you. Dark souls can't stand the light. This is Richard Styles, people. This is the person that Katie cozies up to so much, and from what I've been hearing, takes advice from. She takes advice from this guy. I'm just saying, I don't understand how people can expect that to work out very well. And yes.
Oh, have you read any of the excerpts from his books on Amazon? Oh my god.
I have. It's a clusterfuck. He's a clusterfuck.
Complete garbage. It's like, let's take every single genre we can think of and stuff them into one thing.
So here's where we get into, again, throwing the word delusion around as an act of desperation. I know you know I nailed you. I was grown when you were born. If my son had lived, they'd be your age. If Joy was my kid, I'd be proud. If you were my kid, you'd be under my pressure to turn from the dark. Lucifer is not an individual. It's not a personal name. It's a title, etc., etc. And he goes on all this other stuff. He says, Christians are unwittingly Luciferians. Fear of hell is weak and greed for heaven is selfish. Alright then. But then, and that's like whatever, aside from the Christians being unwittingly Luciferians, which, hello, again, no self-awareness here, no what the fuck, dude, you know, listen to what you are saying. We have this little tidbit down here. Joy is meant to fight you dark souls because it will make her stronger, but I have her back. I will fight for her where she can't. I know if she converted to a dark religion or atheism, you dark souls would leave her alone, because then her light would be turned off, and I know her light is all that really bothers you. Is anybody starting to understand why I think this guy is a lunatic yet?
Oh no, it took me about 2 seconds of interaction with him.
I mean, does anybody that just read that now understand why I think this guy is a lunatic? I mean, this is why we call these people a cult. You know, people say it's not a thing, and then we see enough of those same people do shit exactly like what you guys just read. And this isn't one of those where I'm making it up. That is straight out of my comments section. Actually, that's still nicer than many of the comments that I have actually deleted. Yeah. That's actually lightweight compared to many of the comments that I have deleted. Ask me again why I talk to some of these trolls and some of these guys the way that I do. I think you're starting to get a better idea now. So now you guys have a little bit of a idea of what. Again, that's light compared to what I've actually deleted. These people saying they need Jesus is putting it mildly. These guys need help. I can't even. That is why they get them. When you have somebody like that is talking like a full-blown culty, and then you have someone like JSBS who is like, oh, this person's my great buddy, you know, they're taking advice from him. Oh, hey, how you doing? You're a great person. I'm sorry, even selling your soul to the devil ain't gonna help you on that one. It just, Like the devil would actually refund you at that point and said, there is nothing I can do, brother. But, alright, so, yeah, moving on. I haven't actually looked on Twitter lately. Oh, not recently anyway. Not since I was starting to, like, I will check it every now and then to see if anybody sends me a DM or actually wants to jump in on Hangouts or anything like that. It's over the internet, so it must be true. But, ugh. So now apparently it's like the undergoing of civil war. That's gonna be pretty. Factions among factions among factions. And what happens when the crazier people break off into their own factions and they're doing shit? I just don't see any of this as ending well.
Well, that's when you step back and just let them kill each other off.
Oh, they're gonna do that with or without mine.
That's their issue now. Just stand back and just let them do whatever they gotta do.
Yeah, Richard is the guy that uploads all of Joy's stream and puts them on YouTube. He actually pops up as, what is it? Manson, or Jesus Manson is what he's calling himself on Twitter right now. He's always up Joy's backside, and he's lately been getting some shout-outs in her chat, and she was saying about how much of a wonderful guy that he is. And I've had some people come to me and tell me that apparently he's giving her advice. And while that would
He's her
explain,
cult advisor.
that would explain whatever the hell it was she was trying to say. What, the other day? It was October 30th, I think, when she had that weird attempt at a slam poetry session that I'm still not sure.
She got paid to do that. They paid her to do that. That coding person paid her.
I'm sorry, there's whoring yourself out for money, and then there's what the fuck.
Yeah, she got paid to do that.
That's, oh. I'm sorry, there are some things you just don't do for money. Because everybody was, well, not everybody, but there were enough people that were like, okay, we support her in what? You don't have to take something that's going to be self-destructive, you know? Somebody says, I'll give you $500 to, like, put call marks on yourself on camera. There's probably a good... That's probably a good opportunity to step back and go, you know, I'm going to have to pass. Thank you for the opportunity, but respectfully, I'm going to have to decline that one, you know? Stuff like that. That almost goes back to, like, you know, truthfully, Trisha and the whole pizza with the black pepper thing. Well, they sent me it anonymously. What was I supposed to do? Turn it down? Yeah, you can do that. You don't. It may not be a good idea to take everything you were given anonymously. If I send her a box of black pepper, is she just gonna bathe in the stuff? I mean, who does this? I mean, I hate to ask it, but I mean, really, is that what it takes to get big on YouTube these days? Maybe I hope not, because if it is, I'm better off without. No, thank you, man.
So I'm stuck at 180 subs.
Oh yeah, well, hell, my subs came from drama. When this all dies, I don't know how many of them are going to stay and how many of them are going to go, but like I've said before, you know, whoever stays, awesome. Whoever goes, hey, awesome. Find some content you enjoy, cool. You know, it is a thing. I've said this before, I will say it again, these things are always going to be temporary. Even the biggest stars, I mean, how many of the big stars that we knew from, like, what, 4 or 5 years ago are still around on this platform now? You know? It's just one of those things, it's not going to last forever. Have a backup plan, you know, do something else. Because I doubt very much when I'm 50 that I'm going to be doing this. I doubt very much, especially when I'm 60, that I'm going to be doing this. I don't know many people that would be doing the same, you know? Hell, I don't even know that I'm going to be doing this when I'm 40, and that's like 3 years away. So, you know, it's a thing.
Did you drink that Kickapoo juice?
No! I've had enough.
I'm just wondering, because you're all over the place right now. You're, like, fired up.
It's just one of those things. I get to thinking about something. See, it's still there, still in the can. The seal is not broken, and I am not touching this stuff. Because
you know you want to taste it.
No.
You know you want to taste it.
I am afraid to think of what that tastes like. Not since, like, one of my friends had me try this stuff with, like, aloe vera in it, and it had the chunks in there, which makes it even worse. It's just...
I love that stuff.
It is so
I drink it all the time.
It is so
Oh, I love
gross.
it. I love it.
Oh no, so I took a sip of this and I'm like, oh my god, so this is what death tastes like. And I'm just sitting there making all these different faces, and my buddy, he's like, it's not that bad. And I'm like, you drink it, smart guy. So he takes it and he's trying to be like, because now he's been put to the test, so he's going to puff up his chest and, you know, he's going to grin and bear it. So he just goes and chugs that stuff like it's a freaking frat party, okay? And all of a sudden, like, his face contorts. Like JSBS's sex life, okay? It just contorts and it scrunches up like... And then he's trying to win that, it's not so bad. You look like you're having a stroke. This is nothing. Right, and you'll gum me to death, you will. This is not the Black Knight sketch, dude. But that, yeah, that stuff was nasty. That stuff was so nasty. Oh my god, it was so nasty. I will drink my birch beer and be happy with it. There is, I think I was saying this last stream, there is a place in Nashville where they have a soda shop that has all kinds of weird little brands. Like, they actually have the bacon-flavored soda, and they have the a pickle-flavored soda.
Ew.
I don't know who would actually drink these things, but again, if there's a market for it, you know, somebody's going to have something of it up somewhere.
Pretty much.
It's...
Well, Joy doesn't have a channel anymore, Nosy, so to anybody.
Well, for now.
Yes, she does. She didn't delete her channel.
Well, I know it's not deleted, but it's just not there right now.
Hey, I don't know what's in this can either. It just says that it's the original recipe. So at that point, I'm a little scared.
I think he needs to try it. Do it.
I'll save that. I'll save that for 1,000 drama subscribers. There you go. Because at that point, I could make a tagline out of it. Well, I've drunk the joy juice so thoroughly that it's got me up to 1,000 subscribers. I never imagined this could happen, but in honor of that, cheers. And at that point, then I'll pull that one off, because at least that'll be funny. And then when I'm wincing, they'll have something to tie one wincing to another. We'll all be groaning together.
So at 1,000 subs, you'll drink that?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Spread the word. We got to get him 1,000 subs.
God. No, I'm not even close to. I'm like barely close to like 500 right now.
You're almost halfway there.
Yeah. Considering what it took to get there, oh fuck my life, man. I'm almost afraid to ask. And the thing of it is, I'm gonna be honest with you. I honestly, legitimately don't see it being one of those things that maintains. Maybe I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But it's one of those things where, like, there's only so long I can keep this stuff going, so, you know, at some point it really is going to drop off, and it's fine. Actually, considering what I see
you
everybody...
still have to drink it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll still have to drink it. I've said it, so now that means I'm accountable for it, and dear God, you know? But, I'm going to regret that, too. I know
You still want him to get him to drink that thing. Because I think it would be funny, the look on his face.
I know I would regret that, but, you know, once you've said it, especially on the internet, then you're held to it, so it's like, ah, fuck. I mean, honestly, though, if it does die out, I'm actually okay with that, for the simple reason, if nothing else, look at what all these other channels and stuff go through. Look at what these guys go through, and constantly at that, and I'm sitting there going, I'm looking at what I've had to deal with on and off camera over the course of a year to get to this point. Oh, fuck. That's just not even 500. What happens at 1,000? I'm sorry, that's when I want to curl up in a ball and cry, man. I mean, considering what these other guys go through, and I'm thinking about that, and I'm saying, you know, is 1,000 really worth it? Is 500 really worth it? But, you know, whatever comes or doesn't come is going to happen regardless. Even still, I'm just saying, if that's the way that it works out, I am happy with it. I will be happy just for the people that I have met, you know, any connections that I have made, and anybody I can chill out with and play games with on the side. That's fine by me. I will be if that's you know what, if that's all that I get out of it in the end, cool, bravo, awesome. I am okay with that.
I haven't played multiplayer games in a long time.
Well, I mean, you can get unfamous, but you can never, you know, you can stop being famous, but you can't stop being infamous.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I don't know that I want to be either one. Forget that. Yeah, Joshy is on here. He's saying, I like how she said no one but roommate would help me. Yet I offered to pay for a doctor while she's crying I'm gonna die and now I'm a creep. Yeah, I remember that actually. And I knew that was about what was gonna happen too. Actually, I said that, and for the love of God, please don't bring her to Tennessee. Because I could just imagine how that shit would go. Oh, hey, Phil's in Tennessee. He's definitely out to get me now. The bush moved. It's Phil. No. No.
We would just have to move you to New York then.
Oh, God. Just for that? Well, okay. But that would be one of those things where somebody moves into your state and then that automatically motivates you to, like, seek the witness protection plan. Hell, man, I don't know what I'm witnessing, but I volunteer. It's like you just knock on the door. Hello, Hunger Games? I volunteer as tribute. I will probably die within the first 5 minutes, but it's okay. Consider this last year. This is kind of a step up at this point.
Sorry, I just watched something on. I just watched something that really bothered me.
Oh, it's fine.
It's like a fucking fever dream.
It's on what?
It's like a fucking fever dream.
What are you watching?
I just retweeted it.
I know he's been wanting to join us for a while.
Who's that?
Joshy in here. Joshy.
Yeah, invite that guy. I know. I think I know who that is.
Yeah, that's the race car driver.
He drives race cars?
Yeah. He lives in Tennessee and he drives race cars.
Oh, he probably knows my job's race car then.
Well, he said he did have some sort of, I want to say, accident of some sort, and he was recovering for a bit. Or I was either accident or surgery that he was recovering from it for a bit. And he said something about working his way towards, what was it? Towards like a new championship run or something like that. Good luck to him, I say. Oh, now Joy's saying they've been a couple the whole time? Again, nothing really gets... It doesn't surprise me at this point. It really doesn't. Whenever she says, oh, he was an ex, but it's not really serious, it's like one of those people that, like, does, like, double speak. Oh, I'm not really a serial killer. I'm just misunderstood. Yeah. Hitler said the same thing. Actually, no, he didn't, but you get the idea. Water everywhere, but not a drop in the bag. Actually, no, there is a drop in the bag. Because...
Oh yeah, excuse me. I know I'm supposed to say that when I burp.
Well, I didn't hear it. It's all good.
There you go. Ugh.
Man, I thought I had more water in this. Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well.
I love that kid, that Linda. But listen to me, Linda.
Oh gods. Actually, let me go ahead. Hang on. What's going on now? I don't know what's going on this time.
The video of the cute little kid. And he was trying to get cupcakes at his grandma's house.
Oh, okay.
Linda.
But listen to me, Linda.
Badger, mushroom.
Snake! It's a snake!
Ew, it's
My
a
favorite one
snake.
is
It's a badger.
profiteroles.
Badger.
Profiteroles.
Oh,
Boom!
there was that, and what was it? I see things, I see them with my eyes. I
Oh,
see
God.
things, they're often in disguise, like carrots, handbags, cheese. What? Carrots, handbags, cheese, toilets, mushrooms, weddings, planets, pigeons, pygmies, pudgies, Kuala Lumpur, pygmies, pudgies, Kuala Lumpur. I see things, I see them in my eyes. I see things, they're often in disguise, like carrots, handbags, cheese. It was just so quirky, but it was hilarious.
Yeah, he's one of the people I've been
Weeble.
subscribed to for the longest.
Weeble, that was his name. Weebl. The Weeble. I remember his shit like way back when Newgrounds was a thing.
Oh yeah.
So him and what was it? Joe Cartoon was another one. If you wanted more politically correct stuff with like the Grim Reaper show, which I think it was loservillex.com, he had his stuff on. It was Mazeroth was the guy's name. And he did stuff like regarding the Grim Reaper and stuff where he was talking about where they all go to the afterlife. The floating island of Mandango, where there is no jealousy or war or boredom, just steaming hot sex and wine drinking all day, every day for the rest of eternity.
I've got a big bag of crabs here. I'm gonna put them in my mouth. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite Weeble video. God, that must have been 10 years ago. Linda.
Oh no, what was it? They're taking a bus down to Bognor Regis because they've heard that it was panda free. It makes it safe for us to plant cucumbers and then ship them over the sea. And the music video for this was hilarious because it shows like the panda doing like this Street Fighter style like life bars and everything like sidekick to the cucumber. And then it also shows like the way that it shows the cucumber positioned and sweating beneath the panda looks just so goddamn wrong. It just looks so inappropriate. The phallic is there. And then of course a cucumber driving a go-kart.
Yeah.
Right.
Owls hate Simon Cowell.
Oh, who was it? The other guy? Sexual Lobster was another one that did some really weird stuff.
YouTube's pretty much killed animation too. That's the sad thing.
Well, it did. Because like the sites like Newgrounds and stuff that were doing a lot of Flash animation, now that things are moving beyond the point of Flash, that's kind of what's killing it for the most part. They used YouTube as kind of like a backup for the most part, but even then, the problem is now that YouTube is doing its copyright stuff that it's doing, you know, you can't make like a music video or something to any of these things. Like if you use an artist's work, like if you use like a rap work, then you do like a music video to it, you'll get that shit struck down on YouTube so quickly it ain't even funny.
No.
For the Mona, for the most part, it's all good. I'm not gonna fuss about it. So.
Plus, YouTube rewards long videos, and animations tend to be pretty short.
Yeah, although I've seen some of them that were really well done. Some really well done on YouTube. There was one that was about the Undertaker, not the WWE star, but a different type of Undertaker, like a Ballads of the Undertaker, and it was a very interesting take on religion, social norms, and how people move in herd mentalities in a weird sort of way, especially when they see someone as a popular figure to rally behind.
Yeah.
And I keep forgetting the name of it. I wonder if I can actually find it while we're doing this.
How did we talk about Weeble and not talk about Amazing Horse?
That just reminds me of Check Out My Horse. My horse is amazing.
That was by Weeble.
Yeah. It just reminds me of that, though. Oh, here it is.
That's what I was talking
The Backwater Gospel. That's the one. The Backwater Gospel. It's I forget. I don't know who makes it, but if you YouTube it, the Backwater Gospel, it is an amazing animation. Just the quality and everything is well done. That one and There Is a Man in the Woods was another one that I liked. So, but I like the Backwater Gospel. It's a very interesting commentary on what people do when they tend to get under a group, especially if they think that their cause is on the right. No, Alex was not on either. I don't know if he was on today because I didn't see his stream today. As far as I know, yesterday he was not on Nega's stream. He's popped up. Excuse me. He's popped up in the chat, and he's talked very, very briefly. That was when he should. As far as I know, that's the only appearance that he's actually made. As far as like live, no. As far as in chat, he did make one appearance where he was, you know, doing basically what he was doing on his YouNow stream and saying, oh, it was all, you know, him and all that, even though there's enough evidence that basically says otherwise. And I think she freaked him out. I think she scared him, and she definitely threatened him, because when she was making those cracks about his mother and stuff, there was a little bit more implied in there than just addressed towards, you know, her herd and such. I think she was very much telling him to basically get in line and agree to whatever she wants, otherwise whatever happened will be this much worse because I have X, Y, and Z on you. So basically what we saw was a blackmail in progress, so she could cover her own ass and create emotional sympathy to basically get people behind her. And now that this stuff is coming out more and more, in usual Joy fashion, it's blowing up in her face.
Really, dog? You need to be behind me doing that?
The wheels are spinning, but the hamster is dead. Anyway, I will happily take new topics at this point.
New topics.
Yeah, Alex did have a YouNow stream. He did. I don't know if it's been released anywhere yet, but he did have a YouNow stream. And it was about as cringy as you could think. Alright, so, again, I'll take new topics. There's only so much I can talk about this before I start to feel like death. And if I'm feeling like that, I can only imagine what everybody else in the chat's feeling like. But I'm looking over...
First YouTube video I ever saw? Jeez.
First YouTube video you ever saw?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Or the first animation
Flash video.
I saw.
First Flash video I saw was Joe Cartoon. It was Joe Cartoon, gerbil in a blender. I'm gonna do something to you. And then, like right after that, there was a series that I liked that was based on Final Fantasy. That was actually called Final Fighting Fantasy, not to be confused with like some other thing that's got going on. There was a Flash animation thing that was set, and basically all the different Final Fantasy characters through most of the series, at least up until 7, from 1 until 7, were brought into this world. It was a sprite animation, and they were pitted against each other to the death because there was something where, as each one of them succeeded in their countless battles, at the same time, it was leaning the balance of all the worlds towards too much light. So now the world was shifting things to bring out people that had a darker nature. So they were going to become the Dark Warriors, and then you had everybody else in the Light Warriors side of things. So, and this was creating a clash to basically create a new sort of balance by wiping out the imbalance. And then there was a thing where the legendary weapons were actually key factors, and they were dropped there by the creators of these stories in kind of like a weird sort of sadistic tendency of sorts while telling these stories. So there was a side story that was starting to pop up where Cain, under the Dark Warriors, wanted to take these weapons and attack the Ancients directly with them and bring all of these stories to an end. Unfortunately, it never did finish, even though it had some really, really good battle scenes. Like, there was an airship versus a giant dragon scene where they were, like, ducking and weaving between columns and all this other shit. It was some of the crew from Final Fantasy 3/6 on their airship trying to outrun the Hiryu from Final Fantasy 5, and it was absolutely epic. And then after that, the next one had Edge from Final Fantasy 4 versus Lionheart as under Dragoon training from Final Fantasy 2, and that was just to the theme of one of the Ghost in the Shell tracks, and it was absolutely amazing. Just back and forth with the rain manipulated in such a way that it was actually hurting them and dealing them damage, but they had set the bottom part of this tower on fire, and they were fighting their way up this tower until they're finally, both of them, near to the point of exhaustion, and both making their last stands on top of this giant tower. It was amazing. And it was a, again, this is just a flash animation and sprite animation, but it was very well done, and it certainly, this was definitely the time where people really, even for sprite animations, they really kind of tested the limits to see what they could do and what they were capable of. Super Mario Brothers Z was also another really good example of this by Alvin Earthworm. You can actually find that one on YouTube now too, the archives of it. But that was like a Sonic and Mario crossover of sorts with Mecha Sonic as like a Dragon Ball Z style villain, and it was very well done. The animation, the quality, and the effects that they pulled off were just, there was nothing like it, at least at the time.
Trying to think. Probably the end of the world. Flash video I ever saw.
Did you ever see any of the Matrix ones?
Oh god, yeah.
The Matrix Has You?
Yep.
I remember those. Those were awesome.
Yeah, the end of the world, man. That had to be like 2002, dude.
Oh god, yeah, it would have had to been. Because Newgrounds was still a thing, what was it, 2000, 2001? That's when I remembered, you know, getting into it and such.
YouTube didn't come around to what, like 2006 or some shit like that?
No, it was around before that. It was around, I want to say, at least, what, 2004, 2005? I have to look that up now.
Yeah, I know it hasn't been around as long as I think it has been.
Let me check that out. Because I remember it was something originally, they originally wanted to open it like a dating site, if I remembered right. And they had something on there, or it was like a dating site, or it was like a MySpace type of thing that they wanted to get started. And it had like something about a cat or something like that in there.
2005.
2005, damn. Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was around before that. It's so weird that it's only been around for like... I thought it was around longer than that.
Nope. It was founded in February 14th, 2005.
Wow. That's weird. I thought it was actually I thought it was actually before that.
No.
12 years ago. It's only been around for 12 years, and it's actually It's grown quite a bit, but if it keeps going the way it is, it may not last another 12 years.
No.
I've got to eat something. Yes, I know, I'm always eating on camera. What else is new? Alright, give me just a moment, guys. I'm going to be right back after run use the bathroom and fill up my water bottle real quick.
Yeah, me too. Break time.
Rogue, well, I guess, okay, we're going to take a moment here. I will be right back. Anybody wants to take up and chat for a bit, then awesome. I will be right back, guys. Oh. Fortunately, I have certain biological needs. missed. Alright. Alright, what have I missed?
Not much.
Let's see. Yeah, YouTube 12 years old. Okay, I'm looking to see what I missed in chat. Military bases, okay. Just steer clear of Fort Bliss, because that's a place with some really dark secrets.
Mm-hmm.
What place is that?
Fort Bliss, El Paso, Texas. It was corrupt when I was there as a military brat. I've heard from when I was doing roadside assistance, I would talk to people that would be on the military bases. And so I'd shoot the shit with some of the people at Bliss, and I'm like, well, how's it improved since, you know, this, and this happened? He's like, oh, if you know about that, then you must have been here around this time. And I'm like, yup. So, and he's like, in some ways, yes, and in some ways it got worse. And I'm sitting there going, wait, it got worse? You can't really go lower than the bottom. And he's like, oh, no, they dug a hole.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. It's always interesting to talk with people that were around there, especially people that were around Fort Bliss around a certain time period. I want to say like 86 to like 91, where a lot of crazy stuff went down. Some of it on the books, some of it very much not on the books. So the only people that really would know about it were people that were actually, you know, there and dealing with it, or hearing about it, or around the edges, seeing it go down.
Excuse me.
There were some really big problems with like corruption, gangbangers being let in, and all this other unnecessary bullshit. Drugs was a thing too. Alright, Nosy. I think it probably is almost about time to close down. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep.
Yeah. I think it actually is about time to close this down, guys. It's been only about like 2 hours and such, which I know is nothing quite like everything else that we usually do, but everybody else is getting tired for the most part. And for the most part, I'm running out of topics here. So, it doesn't look like we're getting new people in there. Maybe after I come back from going out and taking a bit of a nature hike tomorrow, I'll do like a Hangouts like earlier in the day, so more people will show up and so on. It's usually a lot easier on people that way than this late night stuff.
Yeah.
So
exactly. I took a nap and I haven't fully woken up yet.
Hey, it's all good. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the stream down for the night. Thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you, Rogue. Thank you, Pants, for showing up and helping entertain us here.
Yeah, I tried.
Y'all guys are awesome. Come on now. I'm the boring one, remember?
Oh, please.
Hey,
all right, man.
I don't care whether it's true or not. I can still make fun of it. It's easy. So.
There you go.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, you're seeing the bags under my eyes. That's associated other stuff going on and offline showing. But like a kidney stone, this too shall pass. Y'all take care, have a good rest of your night, and thank you for stopping by. And of course, thank you for being awesome in the chat as well. Always appreciate it.